difficult to come across a guy more laid back than the Sigma. Though similar to the Alpha in many respects, the Sigma is self-assured, confident, and possesses good leadership qualities. However, unlike the Alpha, he avoids conflict and is more likely to diffuse issues than to make them worse. In our video today, we'll be going over the things that a Sigma does when he loses his composure. Number 1. He listens. When someone makes a Sigma male mad, before anything, he listens. The Sigma prefers to get all the information about a topic before he decides to act or draw any potentially hasty judgment. As an active listener with patience and understanding of others, he'll hear the other person out if things get heated and keep a mental record of what was said and done so he can refer to it later. He'll take note of all the data that he can evaluate when he's in a more secure, serene setting free of things that could cloud his judgment or manipulate his sentiments. If it's more of a scenario than a dialogue, he'll take the same steps. Number 2. He has emotional restraint. One of the more revealing characteristics of a Sigma is that he's a master of emotional control. This doesn't mean that he neglects or ignores his emotions, but it does imply that he's able to recognize and analyze his negative emotions and transform them into something more constructive and positive. Gaining control over one's anger or aggravation and acting on it won't make anyone feel better or resolve the problem. The Sigma prefers to focus on the things that really count rather than letting negative emotions like rage distract him or divert his attention. Instead, he'll allow those sensations to serve as a reminder of his many blessings and a spur to continue working hard. Despite being able to manage his emotions, he nevertheless feels them even though he doesn't react. The difference is that while some people will instantly react in the heat of the moment, the Sigma chooses not to. He has a superb poker face that's been well honed over the years. He might be angry on the inside, but he won't let it show and he won't react. He knows that by doing so, he's likely to react irrationally or in a way that can make the situation worse in some way. Number 3. He laughs at himself. The Sigma doesn't take himself too seriously because life is short, and in some situations, he might feel that it's appropriate to express anger then and there with a good laugh. Finding the humor in a tense or heated moment helps to maintain a balanced perspective and to see how unimportant or insignificant some things are in the grand scheme of things. So there's no need to be angry at all. Of course, this depends on the severity of the situation, but the Sigma prefers to live a life free from stress, so if he can find something to laugh about, he won't hesitate to lighten his mood with it. Number 4. The silent treatment. If things are bad and someone has gotten the Sigma justifiably angry, he'll likely dish out the silent treatment for a while. While some individuals like to ignore their emotions, the Sigma only wants to confront them with a healthier attitude. Extroverts frequently want to vent to someone when they're irate, but the introverted Sigma wants to be left alone just like when he's stressed or sad. He'll avoid talking to the offender in person or over the phone, at least until he's had time to assess his feelings and return to a more logical state. Number 5. Safe space. If the Sigma is feeling angry or frustrated, he'll want to utilize his safe spot for a number of reasons. Just like most people, it makes him feel safe, comfortable, and protected. Being able to withdraw to this space allows him to take a break or privately vent any anger and rage, increasing mental strength. Being so introspective, many Sigma males enjoy practicing meditation and mindfulness. They find these techniques particularly useful in stressful situations and in helping them to learn how to deal with future ones. They can recenter themselves and find their focus. As a critical thinker, he can approach his emotional state logically and, more importantly, address how he truly feels without influence or pressure from an outside force. Number 6. Meditation. The Sigma male meditates and/or works on his mindfulness. We know the Sigma has an introspective, contemplative personality, and this is one of the reasons that having time on his own in a safe and comfortable place is so important to him. Doing this makes him more psychologically prepared and makes him less susceptible to his emotions. Number 7. He evaluates the circumstance. Unlike other guys, the Sigma chooses to deal with things from an objective viewpoint by taking a step back and examining what's happening with his logical thinking. Being an empath, his nature dictates that he'll take some time alone to consider the situation, patterns of behavior, all possible perspectives, and even attempt to put himself in the other person's shoes, even if he's deeply convinced that they were at fault. The thing is, you can never truly know for sure if you're right unless you try to empathize, and as an empath, that trait comes naturally to the Sigma. Number 8. Distraction. The Sigma loves to throw himself into work, personal projects, and dedication of fitness at the best of times, but when he's mad, he's especially likely to do so. It's almost like a form of meditation as he lives in the moment, directing all of his focus and pouring any energy he has into it. He won't curl up, stare at a wall, shout, or make a scene, but probably would still go quiet for a while. Number 9. Assesses the relationship. When a Sigma male gets mad, if it's someone he doesn't care for or someone he doesn't know that well, there's a possibility that he won't ever contact them again, seeing it as unnecessary communication and potential further confrontation. On the other hand, if it's a relationship that's meaningful to him, he'll eventually want to respond and take the opportunity to defend himself while hopefully dispelling any negativity and clearing the air. This is why he needs that space and time. The Sigma is a man who can stay calm even in the most tense and hostile situations, and it's obvious why. First, he lets go and moves on. Second, he chooses to live in peace and tranquility, and to be optimistic so that he can concentrate on the things that make him happy. He doesn't view himself as a victim no matter what life throws at him or whatever anger he may feel. He'll always find a way to accept things, resolve them, and move on. He concentrates on what he values and dwells as little as possible on negativity and misfortune, and moves on with his life quickly after he's resolved any issues he felt needed resolving or not. Despite occasionally feeling angry, the Sigma always manages to find happiness. So what do you guys do whenever someone or any situation makes you angry? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. See you next time.